Alright, let's dive into this Manchester City friendly against the K-League All-Stars, because there's a lot more to unpack here than just the scoreline. First off, let me just say, playing football in that kind of heat? It's brutal. I mean, we're talking sweltering conditions that would make even the fittest players question their life choices. So, when you see a 3-1 win for City, remember, this wasn't about peak performance. It was about survival. And yet, even in these conditions, some players managed to shine. Let's break it down. What immediately stands out is Tijjani Reijnders. Personally, I think this guy is a player to watch. 1 goal, 1 assist, that's impressive, especially when the game itself felt like it was being played in a sauna. But here's the thing, his future at City is uncertain, with Nottingham Forest reportedly circling. If you take a step back and think about it, this performance could be a statement. Is he proving a point? Or is this just a player who thrives under pressure? Either way, it's fascinating to see him step up in a game where most others were just trying to get through it. Then there's Rayan Ait-Nouri. His goal was a bright spot in a match that was otherwise pretty forgettable. What makes this really interesting is his willingness to push forward. In my opinion, that kind of energy is exactly what City needs in these preseason friendlies. It's not just about the goal, it's about the intent. He's showing he's ready to fight for his place, and that's something I always respect in a player. Now, let's talk about Antoine Semenyo. This guy continues to impress. His wing play was top-notch, taking on his fullback and beating him both ways. What many people don't realize is how difficult it is to maintain that level of intensity in extreme heat. But Semenyo did it, and he even set up Mubama's goal. From my perspective, he's proving he's more than just a backup option. He's a player who can make things happen, even when the conditions are against him. Speaking of Mubama, another goal for him. Honestly, I'm starting to think this guy has a magnet in his boots. But what's more impressive is his link-up play. It's improving, and that's a great sign for City's future. If you ask me, he's someone who could really grow into a key role if given the chance. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the heat. This game was almost unplayable, and it raises a deeper question: why are we scheduling matches in such extreme conditions? I get it, it's about global appeal and growing the brand, but at what cost? Players' health and performance are on the line here. Personally, I think we need to rethink how we approach these international friendlies. It's not just about the spectacle, it's about the players. One detail I find fascinating is the substitutions. City made 11 changes in an hour, which is basically a whole new team. What this really suggests is that Pep Guardiola was more focused on player management than the result. And honestly, that's the right call in these conditions. It's not about winning, it's about getting through the game without injuries. Finally, let's talk about the bigger picture. This match wasn't about showcasing City's best football. It was about adaptability, resilience, and giving players a chance to prove themselves. And in that sense, it was a success. Reijnders, Semenyo, Ait-Nouri, these are the names that stood out, and they're the ones I'll be keeping an eye on as the season progresses. So, what's the takeaway here? In my opinion, it's this: friendlies like these aren't just about the result. They're about moments where players step up, moments where you see potential, and moments where you realize just how tough this sport can be. And if you ask me, that's what makes football so fascinating. Even in a game that felt more like a survival challenge, there's always something to learn, something to appreciate. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.